Get this project started on a... What day is it? Today we're making a mirror that every single influencer has. Like she has it, she has it, she has it, she has it. So why don't we have it? It's because it's over $4,000 and we can fix that. We're gonna remake this for like $200. Before we even start with the amazing mirror over here, that yes, it's gonna turn out awesome, but don't look at it. Don't look at it. Before we even start, let's do a little poll and decide what we're gonna do next time. We can decide between this incredible, pretty chair over here that is done with materials that I never used before, so I think it's gonna be a fun experience, or this awesome boho chandelier over here. Last time I did a piece like this one, you guys went crazy and loved it so much, so I thought I could make an even more spicy one. So you guys vote. Chandelier, chair. Chandelier, chair. Vote in the comments down below what we're doing next time. Okay, my beautiful DIY army. Like always, the most important thing of all is calculating what we're gonna be drawing. So I'm gonna put you here the measurements of the correct mirror of Westman that we are remaking today. And yeah, we're gonna have to do then 180 for the wiggly curves on the sides, and it's 105 for the top and bottom wiggly lines. That means that we have 9 wiggles on the sides, 5 wiggles on the bottom and top. So I calculated that every wiggle is 7 centimeters. Let's draw it. You can go and order a cardboard with the precise measurements that you need, but if you're on a budget, just put a lot of pieces of paper together and you've got it. The exact measurements are this ones. Read them on the paper, or here, read them from my hand. After that, we're gonna go and cut out the extra little piece that we do not need off the paper, and we're ready to draw the stencil on top of it. Beautiful! We didn't even start and I'm glowing, sweating. I made myself a 10 centimeter, you see it, thickness ruler. I'm gonna go use this on 2 borders because, as you can see in the original picture, there's like a certain amount of wood that we're not gonna cut away before there are the waves. Like there's a lot of thickness on the side that we do not want to cut. Place your 10 centimeter stencil on 2 of the sides of your paper and just follow the line. So to draw where you do not want to draw curves or anything, this part of the wood is not going to be cut in at all. Once we did this one, we do not touch it. We go ahead and now place again the 10 centimeters more towards the inside. And this instead is the section that is going to go inside, outside, according to the curves that we are going to draw. No, we are not done. We still have to get the 10 centimeter folded in half so that it becomes a 5 centimeter line, stencil, edge, drawing. I don't know how you want to call it. It's your ruler. With this, you're now going to go and draw a little line in the middle in between the 2 previous lines. We already did most of the job, but what has to happen now is the wiggly sides that we talked about. So since we're doing only half of it on every side and we have to do 9 on the side, how many wiggles do we have to do now? Great job. 4.5. So we're gonna draw 4.5 wiggles on the side and 2.5 on the top side. They are all 7 centimeters, so the half one is going to be 3.5, and I'm just going to follow it all the way up. We're going to go and draw always on the middle line that we did. So not at 10 centimeters, not at the 20, at the 15. The 15 is the area from which the lines are going to go towards the top and towards the bottom. So first, 3.5 centimeters of distance. Start. And here's where I waste my time trying to create a drawing that had wrong measurements, because it's not 7 centimeters, guys. It's at 17, the struggle. Here I got it. I understood I was wrong. 2 minutes in this tutorial and I already made the first mistake. Yeah. Okay, at least I got it in time, and I think I will correct this already in the post-production, telling you at the beginning that I will make a mistake in the future. It's not 7 centimeters, it's 17. Every curve is 17. Yay! Now that we got the right calculation, it's super simple. We draw half of 17 at the beginning because it's a half curve, and then we just go and follow 17, 17, 17 to make all the other curves till I arrive to the top where there is a crossing. I fold it again in half because I need to do a half curve also on the top part here on the side, and then you will see me mark it and then open it again to make the 7 centimeter distance to make my curves. At this point, what is left to do is just to do the circles in between the lines. And I have tried with different techniques, with plates, with the needle and a thread like I did here to make circles. I stole the frisbee from the dog of my friend and made it as a circle. But I have to say that the original picture doesn't look like a real perfect circle to me. It looks a bit more wiggly, and I think that I prefer if I do it freehand. Like it's gonna look more realistic and more casually, wiggly, West money. I feel it's better like that. Now it's gonna be a lot easier to understand what I meant with this famous 17 centimeters. Basically, every time that you meet the 17 mark, so the mark that we did on the middle line, we're gonna switch the direction of our curve and go to the bottom. Then we touch the 17 line and curve it to the top. In this way, our wiggles are gonna be all the same distance, but different one from the other. Cut out everything, and remember that the part that we're gonna use as a stencil is the outside, not the inside of our drawing. So do not break it apart, cut it carefully. Place our stencil on the wood. I'm gonna use the guidelines of the wood itself to be sure that I'm cutting it straight or drawing straight at the beginning. And then I'm gonna sweep upside down my stencil to do the opposite section of the mirror. Yes, we're using this drawing to do all 4 the angles. So you're gonna use it 4 times. Every time you have to put it upside down to continue your drawing. Once you did this on all 4 the edges, you're gonna have the perfect drawing to go and cut. We bought the coolest piece of equipment of our freaking life, and now we're gonna put it into action. I am honest with you, and I'm actually very scared because it looks very big and dangerous. And because every time I use this kind of things, you just complain, I'm gonna use safety, cover everything I can cover. So you guys just focus on the tutorial. The best thing of my new toy is not only that I'm finally able to do straight lines, is the trick. You see, you move this on 45 degrees and you can cut diagonals. Diagonals! You can make squares and boxes without seeing the edge when you put them back together. Put your security gear on and continue on all 4 the corners. And now, my friends, I'm gonna show you the coolest thing of all. So, when you put the blade diagonally, you're gonna see here, it's diagonal. What does it mean? That the piece of wood that falls matches perfectly, second with one hand is hard, on it, like this. You see? That's such a clean edge. And look from there. This is like, oh, I'm so good. I'm so good. This is the first straight project I'm doing. I made a diagonal cut. I made a diagonal cut. After you finished complimenting yourself for like the entire afternoon, we're gonna go and cut away the internal drawing lines. And this cannot be done directly with the jigsaw. We need to create some holes in which to put our blade. Let's start. The driller is going to help you to create the little holes in which you are able to insert the blade so that we can go inside also with the jigsaw and cut the inside of our wood. It's not possible to do it with a circular saw, guys. You're gonna use your old trusty jigsaw. Go inside all the curves slowly and with patience till you did all around your mirror so that you have a perfect frame to stick your mirror inside. And we're gonna go then and sand also all the edges. Let's go clean those edges. This step you can totally do by hand or you can do it with a sander. All you have to do is go in the inside of your curves so to make them as smooth as possible. Okay, we're back with the CSI crime scene with plastic all over the place because now we have to glue all the pieces together and paint them. I let you guys vote on Instagram of which color we should paint this and it came out this. So that's what we're gonna do. And now let's put all the pieces together. The frames, because we are amazing and we cut them in diagonal, they fit exactly on the corner. So we are gonna use wood nails and glue to keep it all in place. Take out your wood glue and your wood nails and the process is gonna be splattering it all over the corners that you do want to connect. I first placed it on the 2 corners that I needed, and after that I did not have a way to keep them in place. Yes, if you have clamps, you can do it that way, but if you don't, you can start directly with your wood nails, connect them together, and the glue is going to dry in the correct position. I'm going to do this on all four of the edges, tick, 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 on all the sides, and then let it dry. At this point, I realized that placing it on top of the frame would not have worked, and the best thing I could use was gravity. So I flipped it around and placed instead the frame that is super heavy on top so that it would work as a clamp and hold it in place on top until it would dry completely. So the borders and the frame can stay on top, they're stick together, and it's perfect. I'm not a carpenter, nor are you. There's gonna be one mistake or two. So yes, my perfect diagonal cuts are obviously not perfect. So wherever you end up having a little bit of a gap, what you have to take out is this wood filler. This is gonna be basically exactly like when you have to fill up holes on your wall, but it's made on purpose for wood. So we're gonna go and put it inside the little holes that there are in between the edges where you didn't do a perfect job, and even on top of the nails, so that we're gonna hide also those mini edges. There we go. I decided to go and cover every single corner, so every time that the frame was connecting to the side, and made all the borders to be extra super short, that it was come super smooth, perfect as I wanted it, and also went inside the little holes of the nails that I put inside. Yes, wood nails are almost invisible, but you're still gonna see the head just a teeny tiny bit, like here. So there you go with your wood filler, you put it on top, splash it and squash it as much as you can, and the result is gonna be amazing. It's like if there was no wood nail at all. Just splash it flat as possible, and then also you can go with your sander after you have it all dried and nice. Like, say we want to wait like 30 minutes. After that, when it's completely smooth, we go with our sander, take it all over our entire surface, and we're done. Time for painting. You can do it with a spray paint, you can do it with wood paint, whatever makes you feel more comfortable. And guys, I did only the top and the sides of the wood, but I would recommend actually doing also the inside, because in a few little corners in the reflection of the mirror after that you put it inside, you do see a little bit of the internal brown, which you don't want to see. Anyway, do also the inside. Then we're gonna put this for extra security, and we're gonna go screw it on the sides. Remember that when you make the holes, you do not want to pass through the wood and come on the other side. We want to stop before we see the nail on the opposite side. We're putting the mirror inside. Go ahead and add a very generous amount of silicone on all the corners, but be very careful not to put it too close to the curves, because we don't want that when we squash the mirror inside, the silicone is gonna appear outside of it. We want to be sure that it stays only on the inside and that we're not gonna be able to see this. Then go and call a friend or a neighbor, because it's time to lift the mirror and place it on top. Ready, set, go. Drop it! There's nothing I trust in my capabilities, but I do trust gravity. That's why you just leave the mirror upside down, letting the mirror press on top of the silicone so that it's gonna dry super solid. But I do not trust the corners. I'm afraid that it's gonna bend inside, and I don't wanna create a closing of the box on the back. What I'm gonna go and add inside is this little brackets on every single corner, so that I'm sure that the edges cannot bend inside and it's gonna stay stable forever. Same story as before, we want to make the holes being sure that we're not gonna come out of the wood, because we do not want to see the screws on the opposite side or on the outside of our frame. And then we are literally done, my friends. We're done. Guys, the mirror is done and it's basically perfect. I'm so excited about it and I can't wait to show you. But before that, don't forget to subscribe to see all the future next amazing DIYs.